Hey everyone, this is Laura Gadenik with Laura Gadenik Astrology, and I'm here at Snowbird Resort in Salt Lake City with my family. And I'm here to give you the astrology for the weeks of April 4th through the 17th, 2022. So starting on Monday the 4th, which is tomorrow, we have Mars conjoining with Saturn in Aquarius at 22 degrees of 22 degrees of Aquarius. This is an aspect about pressure, hard work, running a marathon, getting stuff done, being productive. It might feel like there's a lot of intensity or pressure in the Aquarius part of your chart. Mars is a planet about action, motivation, getting things done. It wants to go, go, go. It represents the gas. Whereas Saturn is a planet about limitation, restriction, responsibility, and going slow. So it kind of represents the brakes. So it's kind of this feeling of sustained effort, sustained pressure, and having to sustain some hard work. And you probably have felt this for the past week or two, and it's likely you'll feel it for perhaps the next week as Mars moves beyond Saturn. So that is Monday the 4th. Tuesday the 5th, we have Venus heading into Pisces. And this is really, really wonderful news because Venus finally gets a break from being in a tough spot. The last 5 months, Venus and Venus topics have struggled because not only did Venus go retrograde in Capricorn, co-present with Pluto, Lord of the underworld, but then when she moved into Aquarius after her retrograde, she was in between Mars and Saturn for a good solid month or maybe 6 weeks or so. And with Venus, a benefic planet about good fortune, being in between the two malefics, Mars and Saturn, that indicates that Venus has struggled and Venusian topics have struggled, and your Venus-ruled houses have probably struggled as well. And those are the houses that have Libra and Taurus on the cusp. What are Venusian topics? Venusian topics are relationships, joy, fun, pleasure, connection, peace. All of these topics might have been tough over the last couple of months and have really gone through an underworld journey and a lot of pressure, right? With Venus and Saturn together over the last several weeks, it might have been a feeling of no, of being told no. No, you can't have fun. No, you don't have time for pleasure. No to a relationship, perhaps you were turned down or something like that, or there were rules and boundaries in place. And with Mars there, that indicates conflict, right? So it's been tough. And with Venus heading into Pisces, a sign where she is exalted, she'll be co-present with Jupiter and Neptune, and she will conjoin those two later in April. It's going to be very magnetic and dreamy, and there's a lot of good stuff coming later on in April, and I'm going to touch on that more in the next video. But it's kind of like the Pisces part of your chart and part of your life is getting all of this good energy, good vibes, all this optimism and uplifting energy and faith and hope, and a need to kind of relax and really melt into union with maybe a spiritual force of some kind, or just needing to escape in some way, whether that is through meditation and spiritual practices, or reading, novels, or finding really good movies. It's this kind of need to just relax and let go and let life flow as it will. Whereas the Aquarius part of your chart, where there's the Saturn-Mars energy, there's a lot of hard work in that area of life and a lot of effort that needs to be put in that part of your life. So it might even be it's probably two totally different parts of your life. One part of your life where there's that Pisces energy of flow and inspiration and hope and belief and good things coming. And then the Aquarius part of your chart where it's you have to apply yourself. You have to work hard and, sustain your effort and your energy. So yeah, Venus is moving into Pisces on the 5th. She'll be there for a while, at least a month, I believe. And so joy, fun, connection, peace, these are going to feel much more available. Pleasure is going to be more accessible. It's going to be great. Okay, Thursday the 7th, Mercury in Aries sextile Saturn, and then on Friday the 8th, Mercury in Aries sextile Mars. This feels like really being able to put your mind to a task and get something done. Disciplined thinking. It feels like solutions are coming. Quick thinking is necessary. Coming up with a plan, coming up with a solution of some kind. It feels very positive and like there's a path forward, particularly with maybe if there's anything stressful happening with the Mars Saturn in Aquarius, right? So this feels kind of like maybe a message coming through that's helpful, a helpful conversation, finding out information that's going to help you get through this rut of whatever this Mars Saturn represents for you in your chart. Okay, Sunday the 10th, Mercury in Aries makes a square to Pluto in Capricorn. This is about having more challenging conversations. You know, we are used to this energy because when Mercury went retrograde in Aquarius, it was conjoined with Pluto for about 2 weeks straight. So this is not new territory. It might even bring up conversations from that time, which was back in, I believe it was mid-January. I'm not quite sure, but Mercury square Pluto is about challenging conversations, digging stuff from out underneath the rug or out of the closet. You might find yourself coming up against power dynamics. Pluto does have a lot to do with power, uncovering something that's been beneath the surface that hasn't been spoken or said. Perhaps secrets are revealed. It could be primal emotions coming up. That is very Plutonian, those like primal emotions of anger, fear, sadness, like needs for survival, right? And Mercury in Aries can be a little too direct sometimes and can be kind of sharp and cutting. So be mindful of your words and how you engage in conversation. At the same time, it might be very kind of nice and positive to get straight to the point and just like say what is on your heart. So and then later in the day on Sunday the 10th, Mercury does head into Taurus, which is a sign ruled by Venus, and Venus is in a really positive position right now. So, you know, that feels kind of like things being worked out. Peace, stability, optimism. Thoughts turn also more towards the more practical aspects of life with Mercury in Taurus, as Taurus is an earth sign, and earth signs are all about health and wealth, practical matters. Okay, Tuesday the 12th, we have a really special aspect. We have Jupiter conjoining Neptune in Pisces. And of course, Venus will conjoin the two later on in the month, like I said. But this is overall really, really positive, optimistic. Jupiter is one of the benefics in astrology, brings good fortune and opportunities. Neptune can, you know, indicate fame or glamour. You know, this is kind of like potentially like a dream come true aspect. It's very dreamy, very focused on inspiration, what inspires you, what makes you feel good and happy. Good time once again to kind of like relax, get lost in the flow of life, find a spiritual practice, commit to it, let go of something. You know, there could be this need that for spiritual union of some kind. Imagination is very strong at this time. Once again, all very much so relating to your Pisces part of your chart. Could be that something good really, like an opportunity or good fortune lands upon you in whatever part of your chart this is, whatever house is being activated. I will say Neptune is a planet about illusions and things that we glamorize or put up on a pedestal. So be mindful of falling prey to illusion, perhaps regarding your beliefs, perhaps regarding the houses that Jupiter rules, and those are the houses that have Sagittarius and Pisces on the cusp. So there is that, you know, there can be that tendency to kind of get carried away and fall prey to illusion and perhaps disappointment. Those are some of the more like negative possibilities with this aspect, but I really think that it's mostly going to be positive unless there's like a lot of harsh aspects with Jupiter Neptune that it's making in your personal chart. I think it's overall going to be really good. The same day, the sun is making a sextile to Saturn, which feels a little bit grounding and practical, so that I think that's going to be helpful. But yeah, imagination is strong. Let your imagination take you to a place of inspiration. Like, what feels good to you? What do you want to do with your life's energy, with your chi? Where do you want to go in life? What inspires you? What gives your life meaning? You know, these are questions to consider with this aspect for sure. And we'll be feeling it not only on Tuesday the 12th, but probably for Jupiter's remaining time in Pisces. Okay, Thursday the 14th, Mars heads into Pisces. So at this point, we're going to have Mars, Venus, Jupiter, and Neptune all in Pisces. So it's going to be that part of life, that whatever house that is for you, is going to be mega activated. Mars is how we fight. Mars is where we take action. And Pisces is really about, you know, a dream, a higher purpose, a vision. So this is kind of about fighting for a higher purpose. There's going to be more drive and ambition in the Pisces part of your chart. Action is motivated by vision or by a dream. And in general, you know, Mars and water signs, well, I would say Pisces in particular, there might be a need to kind of just move a little bit slower, kind of go with the flow. You know, there's not really much of like push yourself energy with Mars and Pisces. It's got to like feel good, and it's got to come from a place of inspiration. So keeping that in mind. Sunday the 17th, we have Mercury in Taurus sextiling Venus in Pisces. And then later in the day, Mercury in Taurus conjoins Uranus. So a couple things come to mind with this aspect. First of all, with Mercury and Venus together, this is a very, very pleasant energy. You know, it's really good for writing, for any kind of communication, any type of messages that you need to send, or perhaps you receive a very positive message from someone. This is about sweet words, finding a sweet way to express yourself to those you love. It's a very joyful time. It's also like, you know, Mercury is the planet of the mind and of words and communication, and Venus is like, you know, about connecting and is about beauty and joy and play too. So this is kind of good for like, I don't know, like games that are fun and connecting, that involve like word games, or like writing poetry or playing music, and writing lyrics, you know, anything that kind of gets your creativity flowing that involves the mind. Very good aspect for that. Mercury with Taurus, Mercury with Uranus. Uranus is a planet about innovation, revelation, revolution. So, you know, whatever Mercury and Venus bring, whatever sweet words, sweet messages, creativity involving the mind, it's also going to be out of the ordinary. Uranus is outside of the box, different, eccentric, progressive. So, you know, it might be something kind of revolutionary as well. Whether that's, you know, a conversation you have, it might, you know, also be like a total change of mind. Uranus is very much so connected to like a 180 turn of events. So change of mind, turn of events. You might have some like radical or unexpected conversations that I think they'll go well, given that Venus is connected here. Could be unexpected news, unexpected messages as well coming in from other people. So overall, you know, Mercury and Uranus is kind of like mind shaking in a way, and very kind of like, what? You know, very surprising. And you know, normally I wouldn't think that it would be so positive, but with Venus in the mix, I think it's going to be very pleasant and like a pleasant surprise. Okay, so that is the astrology for the next 2 weeks. Lot of stuff happening. April's a very, very active month, and probably one of the best months of the year, honestly. So I hope you all have a wonderful next 2 weeks and really enjoy this energy that we have coming in April astrologically. If you're curious about how this shows up in your personal chart, I'm happy to do a reading. Please reach out to me via, you know, whatever way you want to, and we can set something up. Hope you have a wonderful next 2 weeks. Okay, I'll give you a view of the mountains as a goodbye. All right.